A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Sunshine Reports and Osrc Television. I am Obi Chukwemeka Oti. As part of ongoing efforts to finding a lasting solution to the incessant crisis in Ikare Akoko, eminent indigenes under the aegis of the Ikare Peace Think Tank Committee have charged the two traditional rulers in the town to work together for the progress of the ancient town. The committee said meaningful development can only be attained in an atmosphere of peace, just as it observed that the permanent sons and daughters will be eager to contribute their quota to grassroots development if their source is in tranquility. Osrc's Zaid Aribisala reports that the Olukare Oba Akadiri Momo and the Owale of Ikare Oba Deleke Adedoyin expressed their readiness to work for peaceful coexistence.
Strategically located, Ikare Akoko, the headquarters of Akoko Northeast local government area, is a viable economic nerve center, serving as a link between the southwest and northern parts of Nigeria. For some time now, the town has been engulfed in chieftaincy crisis, resulting in loss of lives and property worth millions of naira. Though the Ondo state government has set up a committee to look into the immediate and remote causes of the perennial crisis, eminent indigenes of the town, under the auspices of the Ikare Peace Think Tank Committee, are now poised to get involved with a view to making rancor and acrimony things of the past. The group's first port of call, with members including the senator-elect for Ondo North, Jide Ikpinshagba, and Ondo State Head of Service, Kayode Ogundele, was the Olukare's palace for an interface with the monarch and his chiefs.
We, the indigenes, the illustrious son, we came together. We believe that Ikare should be restored back to its lost glory. Because of this crisis, Ikare that is known for commercial activity has been deserted. So we thought that we should put an end to this. If Ikare is destroyed, we cannot be talking about monarchs again, because Ikare must exist before we have monarchs.
The two sides also took a peep into history and examined the dimension of the crisis from the past, suggesting possible ways out of the age-long crisis. According to the sons and daughters of Ikare, the two monarchs have huge roles to play in cementing the fiber of unity among their subjects.
Ikare will develop to move forward and not to it is one Ikare. Development Ikare. So white paper kan ìjọba ṣe is still the same white paper. Èsì white paper méjì sẹ́ta and ìyínífọ̀ iná lẹ́yìn white paper náà ọwọ́ alẹ́ ọ̀fìyọ̀ mẹ́ta Ìkàrẹ́. So ìjọba pẹ́ Ìkàrẹ́.
Responding, the Olukare Oba Akadiri Momo, who commended the indigenes for rising to the occasion, vowed to embrace dialogue to resolve the issue once and for all.
I feel very happy, and I know better things are coming in.
After hours of deliberation, the Ikare Peace Think Tank Committee then moved to the palace of Owale of Iyometa Ikare with the same message of peace. The group described Ikare as one indivisible entity, even as they insisted that all well-loving indigenes must work for the overall progress of their place of birth.
We have to enlighten our people. Okay? We have to remove all kind of bias and prejudice in them.
The Owale of Iyometa Ikare, Oba Deleke Adedoyin, said rumor mongering has been fanning the embers of discord, urging indigenes to shun side talks but embrace cohesion. The Ikare Peace Think Tank Committee, in its desire to stamp out rancor and acrimony, is built to meet other critical stakeholders, including youth groups, as well as public transport drivers, in the days ahead. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
The need for better representation of female journalists in the media has been stressed. A cross-session of media experts reached the conclusion at a one-day sensitization organized by organized for female journalists in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Omoriola Ogbenji reports that the training with the theme, Gender Mainstreaming in the Media, was convened by an advocate of Report Women, Female Reporters Leadership Program, Olufisoye Adeniton.
Regarding media as a profession, research shows women are underrepresented in media ownership, information production, and in decision-making positions, while gender inequality are even more blatant in media content. Gender mainstreaming in the media is the focus of the training that brought together female reporters, editors, journalists, and media professionals from various organizations in Ondo State. Declaring the workshop open, Special Advisor to Governor Akeredolu on Gender, Olamide Falana, challenged female journalists to engage in in-depth reportage to enhance credibility.
Female journalists have a very key role to play to uphold investigative tenets of the profession, not with our cultural bias in mind, but with our mindset of the current realities and future projections.
Other dignitaries of the event, including Director News and Current Affairs Department of Osrc Media Group, Olanike Busari, while hailing the courageous and good representation of the convener, Mrs. Olufisoye Adeniton, harped on the need for women to be more professional at the discharge of their duties.
Stereotype, wherever we find ourselves, let's try to work and eradicate that. The women that are here, I know men respect them, men will cheat, and even in the state. Because anywhere stand body and they are protecting the profession.
We want to appeal to spouses of our female journalists that they should try as much as possible continue to support our colleagues who happens to be their wives. It is not easy to be female journalists.
More Norwegians come up with such beautiful programs so that we all will be able to have the best. I know that this program is going to be highly impactful.
When you're talking about increasing women participation in all types of media outlets, and it means focusing on issues, focusing on experiences and interest of women, not just women.
The angle for reporting is important. And it's difficult for someone who is not a journalist to train a professional journalist on reporting. So that's why I am very happy that this is coming up today.
Guest lecturer Professor Titi Fola Adebayo highlighted the factors responsible for female underrepresentation in the media profession, to include gender stereotyping, traditional and cultural barriers, gender-based violence and harassment, as well as insufficient gender training.
Addressing these considerations and challenges requires a comprehensive and multi-stakeholder approach involving the following: media organizations, regulatory bodies, journalists, civil society and government agencies to promote gender mainstreaming in Nigerian print and broadcast media. And even our curriculum must also address it.
Convener of the program, Olufisoye Adeniton, was privileged to be selected among the 12 female journalists for the Champion Building edition of Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism 2023 Report Women, Female Reporters Leadership Program. She said the essence of the training is to collaborate experts to challenge stereotype, break barriers, and advocate a more equitable media industry.
Women are not being represented adequately in the media. And we discovered that the women's sources also is depreciating and declining on a daily basis, as well as the number of female journalists in the newsroom is also depreciating as well. So we felt there is need for gender mainstreaming and to call the consciousness of our female journalists especially to the need for them to be intentional in reporting the issue of women.
She wants participants to make judicious use of the key points highlighted by the guest lecturer to better society and project issues pertaining to women. Omoriola Ogbenji, Osrc News.
The Edo State government has increased the minimum wage for workers in the state from 30,000 naira to 40,000 naira, promising to stand with workers in these challenging times. Obaseki, who made the announcement in a statement, also announced the reduction of working days from 5 to 3. He assured workers and residents of the state of his administration's commitments to ameliorate the sufferings of residents. The Tertiary Education Trust Fund TET Fund has approved 130 million naira as zonal intervention for each polytechnic in its 2023 intervention line. The intervention is geared towards reinvigorating skills acquisition in polytechnics across the country. The Director of Infrastructure of the fund, Buhari Mikaliu, said that the intervention was to consolidate the efforts of the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) in increasing the capacities of polytechnics to deliver on their mandate. He said the fund will further consolidate the efforts of NBTE of increasing the capacities of polytechnics to deliver on their mandate. Buhari Mikaliu said the sum allocated to each polytechnic has the main focus of procurement, installation, testing, training, and commissioning of relevant training materials. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has published the final list of candidates for governorship elections scheduled to hold on November 11, 2023 in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, said the final list has been uploaded to its website and social media platforms. The Commission added that the same will be published in its offices in the affected states tomorrow, Thursday, June 8, 2023, ahead of the statutory deadline of June 9, 2023. According to Okoye, all 18 political parties are fielding candidates in Kogi State, 17 in Imo State, and 16 in Bayelsa State, while 2 political parties are fielding female candidates in Bayelsa State, 1 in Kogi State, and none in Imo State. INEC also reminded the political parties and candidates that campaigning officially commences on Wednesday, June 14, 2023, in line with Section 94, Subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022, and ends on November 9, 2023, 24 hours before Election Day. The Senate Committee on Aviation has criticized the unveiling of Nigeria Air, saying the project was shrouded in secrecy. The committee members expressed its misgivings towards the unveiling of the national carrier during a meeting with the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Aviation, Emmanuel Meribole, the Interim Managing Director, Nigeria Air, Captain Dakpo Olumide, as well as heads of aviation agencies. At the meeting, the chairman of the Senate Aviation Committee, Senator Biodun Olujime, wondered why the immediate past Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, hurriedly unveiled a national carrier on the last day of the Muhammadu Buhari administration. He said the aircraft used during the unveiling was a legitimate chartered flight from Ethiopian Airlines. Responding to the committee, Captain Dakpo Olumide said Nigeria Air was unveiled at the time it was to prove to Nigerians that the project is not a fluke. The committee at the end of the meeting directed the Federal Ministry of Aviation and its partners in the Nigeria Air project to immediately suspend flights operations and every other actions with respect to the Nigeria Air, and urged President Bola Tinubu to, as a matter of urgency, constitute a high-level presidential committee to undertake a holistic review of the processes of the whole Nigeria Air project and advise the government on the way forward. The Senate committee also resolved that all individuals or groups or organizations involved in the controversial shenanigan named Nigeria Air takeoff are brought to book, prosecuted, and sanctioned. And with that story, we'll round off Sunshine Reports. Thank you for your time. Good afternoon.